Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Natural Chronicles, aka Timmy here, coming to you with some tips about transitioning into minimal waste, whether that be minimalism or zero waste, low waste, or a combination of all of those ideas. I'm just going to talk about what the transition was like for me and some things that helped. I always tell people not to rush the process. This is really one of those things where you're going to have to look at your life. I would assess my life for about a week or so just to see what kind of products I really like, what function do I like my products to have, and then also think about what goal you're trying to reach. For me, I was trying to minimize my waste, not necessarily remove it altogether, but I wanted to make my carbon footprint a little bit smaller. I wanted to have more of a positive interaction with the products, the things that I invited into my home. One thing that I would recommend to people is picking products that have multiple uses. These are Dr. Bronner's Peppermint, and then Dr. Bronner's Citrus Soap. This peppermint one I've had for quite a bit of time. I don't know if you can see how much is left. This little guy does so much. I use the peppermint soap to clean my bathrooms, clean my sinks, clean around the kitchen. So this is a very powerful one. I just got the citrus one. I've only used it one time. I read online that some people use it for body wash. I recently switched over to bar soap. So funny story about that. My sister used to use bar soap all the time and I was like, oh my gosh, bar soap, ugh, disgust. I don't know why. I was just really creeped out by bar soap, and now I use bar soap. It is by far a more environmentally friendly option. Most of the time you can find a bar soap in just cardboard with no plastic around the soap. I keep this little bar of soap here. This bar of soap, oh, I just used it so it's a little wet. So this bar of soap, it's usually like a yellowy color, and oh my gosh, I always forget what it's called. I want to say it's felt snap. Nope, not gonna make it up. You will see it somewhere down here, and I'll put the real name of it. But this soap is a great soap, especially if you're thinking about whitening for clothes. It's a laundry soap. It's so cheap. I want to say it's under $2. You can find it at a Walmart. It's wrapped in paper, which is why, I had to transfer it over to something like this. I use this little grater from the dollar store, because what I typically do is if I'm trying to throw something in the wash, I will take this soap here and I will grate it, and I will just sprinkle the grated soap onto my laundry mix. I am phasing out of some products. So some products that are just for one specific use, like this here is Ajax powder. I have some leftover Ajax powder from when I first moved into my apartment. So the little container it comes in is like this big, and so I'm up to about right here. I transferred it over to the mason jar. The Ajax jar has this kind of spout here, the sprinkling spout, and I really liked it, so I just cut it and put it into the lid of the mason jar here. So that is that. As soon as this finishes, I will just replace it with baking soda. I think baking soda can do just about the same kind of thing. I'm very aesthetically driven. I love things that just look really nice on a shelf. I like being able to look at my things and say like, oh man, look at how clean and crisp everything looks. So the temptation at first is to just throw away everything that you own, especially if it's plastic. But that is more wasteful. So I would recommend taking your time and phasing out of some of those things. Just like the Ajax product, I will eventually not need Ajax, so I don't want to throw it away. I want to use it until it's finished, and then after that I will not buy it again. I am learning to repurpose a lot of things. I love glass jars, but I'm not gonna go to go out to Target or whatever and just buy a whole bunch of jars. You can also go to Goodwill or something like that if you're looking for jars. What I chose to do is repurpose what I already have. For example, here, this jar is apple cider vinegar. The Bragg's apple cider vinegar makes for a gorgeous glass when you're done with it. I need to go invest in some Goo Gone to remove all the sticker residue, but if you don't have Goo Gone, you can also put all of your jars in a sink of piping hot water, and you'll start to see that the sticker residue will remove itself. You can use coconut oil to wax off the remaining stickiness. So this is the apple cider vinegar bottle. I had a plastic bottle, spray bottle from the dollar store or something like that. I just took the spray nozzle and I put it on here. What else is in here? I have a bamboo toothbrush. Whenever I'm done with my bamboo toothbrush, I always make sure that the old toothbrush will have a new use. So here's my raggedy bamboo, oh wow, it's the same color as my hand almost. There we go. My bamboo toothbrush here. This bamboo toothbrush really served me well, but now it is the bathroom scrubber. So all those little nooks and crannies, this bamboo toothbrush takes care of it. When this toothbrush finally gives up the ghost and just decides it no longer wants to be a part of my cleaning arsenal anymore, I can compost it. The bristles, I believe, are plastic, unfortunately, but the rest of the toothbrush can be composted. You don't need to go out and just, you know, replace everything all at once. Take your time. Make sure you consume all of what you bought, and then from there, take your lessons and just be like, okay, from now on, I don't really need that thing, so I'm going to get the thing that I actually need, and only that. We're gonna go now over to my kitchen really quickly. Lego. All right, so we are now in the pantry section of my kitchen. My kitchen has open shelving, so it's a nice way to display my jars. I have them here. I love canned beans because they're so quick and easy, but dried beans are definitely more sustainable. You're making less waste, although with canned vegetables, you are able to recycle it, but not producing waste at all is a little bit better, a lot bit better than recycling. So I'm trying to do more dried beans. It's a little bit of a struggle, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am slowly making my way into that bulk section. It definitely is more costly, but when I'm combining things like the farmer's market and bulk options, it ends up being worthwhile. I'm transitioning out of having pre-made foods and pre-packaged foods because I used to heavily rely on pre-made food. I'm doing a lot of cooking now, and I'm challenging myself to do a little less packaged and processed foods. It's an interesting challenge. So kitchen items that I use on a day-to-day basis. But as someone who has a plant-based diet, I get the opportunity to mix lots of things. So I made lentil burgers the other day, really good. So it lets me make my own recipes. Another one is this tiny waffle maker here. And this waffle maker is one of my favorite things. I have mini personal waffles every Saturday. I can put whatever ingredients I want. They can be as hearty, as healthy as I want them to be. They can be as like decadent as I want them to be. Stainless steel pot. I've been wanting a cast iron skillet for the longest time, so I finally bought one. It is a little bit heavy, but it is worth it. I'm learning to make so many things out of it. So I'm a newbie. This is just from, it's a Lodge one. I got it from Home Goods. See, I'm telling you, Home Goods is the plug. I got it from Home Goods for, I want to say like $12. So another thing that is helpful is when it comes time to packing my lunch. Packing my lunch is a lot of fun and it saves you a lot of money and it saves you a lot of waste. So I have a few things here to help me with that. First of all, I keep this in my lunch kit or my bag all times. It is a little protector, a little holder here of my cutlery. I have a spoon, fork, a knife, and then I also have a handkerchief there, just a little napkin if I need it. I mentioned I have reusable Ziploc bags. Here's one, here's another type. This one is like that, and this one is a zip. And I usually keep it in this bag here. This bag is very stretchy, can hold a lot of stuff, and it's washing machine safe. For Christmas, my sister gave me this like nesting bowl of, you know, little containers here. So I usually put my snacks in there. I'll put applesauce, I'll put Cheez-Its, trail mix, chocolate, whatever it is. Just have one of these here. And this is good portion size for the snacks, so you don't go overboard or anything like that. I also have other reusable containers here. Here's a glass one with the lid. Usually what I do is I put some dry oatmeal in here with the dry ingredients, and then I will take it to work with me, and then I will eat my oatmeal in the morning. Before doing that, I was like buying breakfast at school. I work at the university. I was buying breakfast at work every day, and it was just so expensive. Like it's not sustainable. So I would do that. This is a great little soup bowl. Usually if I'm taking chili, I'll just load up my chili in there, take it with me. And then also glass container here, simple one, the lid. Yeah, so I think it's really good as far as sustainability goes to have an arsenal of some of these reusable items here. It will help you, it will save you money in the long run, and you're producing less waste. So none of this stuff in my lunch gets wasted unless I'm using some kind of prepackaged food. You have to think about what works for you. There's not a one-size-fits-all way to do this, so I recommend really evaluate your life for a week or two and really think about what you use on a day-to-day basis, what produces the most waste. Another tip, cloth napkins will really help your life. I have a bunch of cloth napkins here. I'll usually toss 1 or 2 of them with me in my lunch kit, and at the end of the week I would just go through and wash them off. Lots of little things that will help you on this journey. The main thing is preparation. If you are prepared, you will find that you're producing less waste and you're living more of a minimal life. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or suggestions, things that you're doing, leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you all. Thanks. Bye.